Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, how are you? Today I'm going to be talking about my most wished for book to screen adaptations, and it's also kind of gonna be like a get to know me because you'll find out what my most favorite books are, because obviously my most favorite books I would want to have screen adaptations. And now let me tell you, I understand in the book community there's a lot of like discourse around book to screen adaptations because it's never what we want. The casting is never exactly what is described and what we're imagining in the books. This is just like a dream situation where like the characters are exactly as described in the book, like the actors look exactly the way that the characters are in the book. It's like a perfect screen to book adaptation because we all know that they are never perfect. Dream case scenario, I would want these books to be screen adaptations, but because that's not possible, I'm more of a keep books as books kind of person. But dream case scenario, these are the books that I want to become movies, TV shows. I think most of these I said I wanted them to be movies. I picked out 8 books with 8 different authors and a bunch of different genres, so let's just get right into it. The first book that I picked is Legend by Marie Lu. I don't know if you can see that behind me, but I have an entire shelf of books dedicated to Marie Lu. I love her. She's my queen. She's coming out with a new adult book for the first time. She just writes YA and she's coming out with an adult book this year, which I am so excited about. I love her so much. Legend is the first book that I read with her, and that is a trilogy, and it has a 4th book now, but it's got like an original trilogy and then like I want to call it an extended epilogue book, but part of the series. That series I wanted to become movies since I first read it. Like that, I read it in the era of when like Divergent and The Hunger Games and Maze Runner and all of those like dystopian books were becoming movies, and I wanted this one to get picked so bad. I just don't think it was popular enough at the time. I think a lot of people really enjoy it. Just like in general, I think a lot of people with the like resurgence of books, a lot of people really enjoy it now, but I don't know if it's possible. I literally for years followed her through her journey. It got dropped and picked up by like multiple different like companies, I guess, like production companies, and I followed that journey and I'm still waiting for it to come out as a movie. She released, I think like last year or something, like concept art that she was like drawing up with people, and I don't know if this is going to be a thing or not, but I'm really hoping for it because I love this book series, and I honestly just think it's like simple enough. It would be super easy to adapt into like a screen. Like there's not any crazy like things. It's dystopian, so it's pretty simple. Like the world is pretty simple, but I also just love this book so much that I just want to consume it in another form of media. Like genuinely, I have the graphic novels for them, so like it's regular books and like graphic novels give me something to watch. You know, like that's kind of how I am. But I just don't think it's super possible, just because I don't know how like popular it is, and I know it's also been trying to become a screen adaptation for like a really long time now, that I just don't know if it's possible, but I would love it so much. I would literally be obsessed with it. If you don't know what it's about, it's a dystopian romance kind of thing where the main characters, Day and June, are falling in love, and they're both on very opposite sides of this like world. Basically, June is like a prodigy to the Republic, and she is kind of everything that they're looking for. She's really smart, she's really athletic, she's the only word that I can think of is darling. She's like the Republic's darling, like in the Hunger Games when they say that Katniss is like the capital's darling. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Day is from like the slum sectors. He is supposed to be dead, like everyone thinks he's dead, but he's basically like a criminal. He breaks into like this medical facility and kills June's brother, and then basically she has to like go and find him, and then they like fall in love. There's a lot in between the 3 books that happens, and literally I swear that this book is not YA. Like the very end of the book, like the plot twist at the very end is like when I was younger, I was like so upset about it, and now I'm like I understand it because it's so much more. Like it's so much more. There's so much more to think about in it. It's got like a deeper meaning, and I just love that. And I think that is, I don't know, I would just love it as a screen adaptation, and I think that I wish that the Legend series would become movies. So the next one I have is Renegades by Marissa Myers, which is down here. I loved that series. I also just think that it's just like really cool, and I feel like it could make for like some really cool movies, and like probably pretty popular movies even for people who didn't read the books. It's basically a YA like also dystopian, but they have like superpowers, and the heroes are called the renegades, and they like basically train these people with like powers, and they protect the city, like they're the government, whatever. And then it's against like this villain group called the anarchists, who are trying to obviously bring down the renegades. And it's a like slow burn, like subplot enemies to lovers, and I'm just like obsessed with it. Like, it's just so good. It's a 3-book long enemies to lovers, and it's so good. Like, it's one-sided enemies to lovers because like our enemy Nova, who's a part of the anarchists, she goes undercover to work and like train with the renegades, and where she meets Adrian, who is the son of one of the leaders of like the renegades. And basically they like are falling in love, and like Adrian doesn't know that she's a part of this like anarchist group. She's like undercover. So it's pretty cool, and I think that it being like a 3-movie series could be so fun, and I feel like the visuals could be really cool. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people, even people that didn't read the book, would really enjoy it because superheroes are just like popular in general. And I don't know, the romance was like honestly so fire, and I feel like it could be really good. Next, I have What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. If you guys don't know, it's right here. I became obsessed with this duology at the end of last year. Literally obsessed. Let me tell you, literally obsessed. This is a YA kind of, I say kind of because I feel like it's not, but whatever. It's a historical romantasy. So it's like magical realism. It's set in historic times. They're like archaeologists, and they go to Egypt to like dig up tombs and stuff. And like basically our main character, Inez's parents just like passed away, and then she goes on her own, sneaks out of her house sneaks out of her aunt's house that she's been living in, to go meet with the uncle, not like the husband of the aunt that she was living with, but like the other uncle, if that makes sense, to like find out what happened to her parents. She wants to be a part of like the dig site stuff, and then she ends up in like kind of a love story with Whit, the assistant, the uncle's assistant. So it's really good, like really good. I definitely liked the first one a lot more than I liked the second one, but I still liked the second one. The second one just kind of went a little off the rails, but it was so good. Like, I had not binged a book in a really long time, and this one was genuinely so good. I honestly think like it had mystery, it had romance, like I feel like the scenes could just be so cool. Like, I feel like think like Moon Knight, but more historical and like a little bit more like romantic and whimsical. Like, if you've ever seen Moon Knight, it's on Disney. I think just Disney Plus. It's like a Marvel show, and it's like Egyptian gods, I want to say, and basically like that, but just like historical. Like, it's just so cool, and I feel like it could be really like I don't know, I just think it could be so cool, and it's like got a little bit of action in it, and it kind of just checks all the boxes for me. It was so good. And I also kind of think that like it would just be popular even for people who didn't read the book. Like, I'm probably gonna say this a lot, but like, I don't know, I also like book adaptations that would be popular even if people didn't read the book, because I feel like that would be just like exciting, you know? The 4th book that I have is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, which is over here up at the top. I love Olivia Blake. I say that all the time. The Atlas 6 was a magical, like, secret society type book where like there's a little bit of romance, there's a mystery, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I just genuinely think like the movie would be so interesting. I genuinely like, I want this to be a movie so bad, because one, I feel like just the visuals, like if they did it right, I feel like they would really have to do it right. Like, they would really have to lock in on like the special effects and like make it look good, because all these people have powers, and if it doesn't look good, I feel like it would just be a bad movie. The special effects are so good nowadays that I feel like it would just be so good. And it's kind of written like poetically, so it's a little hard to binge a book that's poetically written, but this one was so good. Like, I ate it up. Like, all the characters in the book have such like in-depth personalities. They're all completely different. Like, I didn't confuse any of the characters for each other, like, and I just think it's so good. I would say it's a little bit found family-ish, which people eat up, so I don't know. I really loved it. I feel like obviously they would have to be really strict on casting because there's pictures in the book, but I really think they could do it. Most of the time when there's pictures in books, like, authors base them off of real people anyway. We could find them. We could find them. And honestly, I just genuinely think that this book could be so good as a movie, like, just so good. And it's also a trilogy, so there could be more. The next one that I have is The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. This one is not a very popular one, so I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's sci-fi dystopian, and it's about a girl is living in like these times where like the flies there's like these flies that kill people, and she basically is on a mission following this like person that's helping her along the way, and she has no idea who this person is, and she meets a lot of people. It's like kind of found family-ish, and it's just like a really good story, and it's a really good book. Like the plot twist at the end, like you kind of see it coming, but you also really don't. It's kind of just like out of nowhere. So like I loved it, and I ate that book up, and I think obviously the special effects would have to be good. I always say that, but I feel like this could be a really good movie, and I feel like it could be a really good movie that like people would, and like I mean this is so genuinely, obviously I meant it when I said the other one, but I feel like this one is the most like people would love this if they went and like saw it in the theaters. I feel like people would eat this movie up and they'd be like, oh my god, I didn't even know that it had a book, because it'd be so good. Like it gives me what's that book? Annihilation. That is a book. That was a book first. My boyfriend just recently read it and he really loved it, and he wants me to read it, so I probably will. But that movie, I know people eat that movie up, and I know a lot of people that eat that movie up and don't have any idea that it's a book. Like I feel like Electric Kingdom could be like that. Like Electric Kingdom is so good. I just loved it. Anyway. Number 6 is Shatter Me by Tahari Mafi. I love that series. Super popular. I definitely think that Shatter Me should be a TV show if it's going to be anything, because I feel like the books are short. These books are not the best books that I've ever read in my life. I really like them just because I like the way that they're written. I like the characters. I like the story. I think there's a lot going on. It's just kind of like good. Like it's just really good. And it's dystopian sci-fi, I think, too. Like basically some of these people have like powers, and our main character Juliet's power is that no one can touch her because she kills people when she touches them, and she's like, the book opens with her in like an asylum basically. Like it's kind of crazy. She falls in love with like a couple people, and there's just like a whole story along the way. It's like 6 books or something like that, with like novellas in between, so I think it's like 10 in total. And she just came out with a new one called Watch Me, and it's like the New Republic, and I think it's the one of the characters like little brother. I'm really excited to read that, but that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is just saying that like I think that, especially because it's ongoing, I feel like it could be a really good TV show, because I feel like it could have like multiple like books in like one season. So I feel like it could be like season 1 is like book 1 and 2, or like book 1 and like half of book 2, because they really just pick up like directly after the last one leaves off. So it's very much like you're just reading like a very consistent, you're basically reading just like one really long book, but it's good. And I think that as a TV show, like people would eat it up. It's just really good, and I think that it genuinely would be like a really good option for like a dystopian TV show, because we don't really have a ton of like dystopian books that became TV shows. I feel like most of the time they're movies, so I feel like a TV show could also be cool, especially because it's so long. Like you wouldn't have 10 movies. I think that would be really cool. And I also just love like the love story. Like a lot of people write the second trilogy, because there's like the original trilogy, and then she wrote like the second 3 books, like the 4th, 5th, and the 6th, like I think afterwards. She might have wrote like the second 3 as like an afterthought, and I feel like some people think that they like aren't as good. I thought that they were a little bit crazy, but I think that the love story in the last 3 books is like my favorite thing to ever exist ever. It's giving like 7-Year Slip a little bit, like Invisible String Theory, which I love. I love an Invisible String Theory book, like just so good. I just love it. I eat it up every single time. That's just me. So I honestly think that people would also just really love that. The 7th book that I have is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Walsh. This is a YA, just like a regular contemporary romance, but like YA. This was so good, and I feel like this could be a really good option as like a YA romance, like a YA rom-com. This became a movie already. I'm like pretty sure. Let me look it up, wait. So Love and Gelato is a movie on Netflix already, but they really did it dirty. They changed a lot of things about it, and I know a lot of people that really loved the book did not like that movie. I watched it and I thought it was like eh. So I think in the book she's in high school, and in the movie they like aged her up to be like going to college or something like that, but I could be wrong. I could have just completely missed that in the book. Genuinely, I know that they like changed a couple things, and like a lot of people just didn't think it was a very good like book to screen adaptation, and I really loved this book. I would want this to be like a redo. Like I would want a new one. Maybe a TV show. Like get the same people that did Heartstopper to do this, because this could be a really cute TV show, especially if they were like teenagers, like they are in the book, like real teenagers. I feel like this could be so good, and it would be probably like so cute because the book was just really cute, and I don't know, I really liked it, and it was like very like coming of age. Like I feel like that would be like, I feel like a lot of people would really like it. I don't know. I put this in here knowing that it was already a screen adaptation, but I want a new one. And that's like my case that I'm making against it, is I just didn't love the screen adaptation, so I just want a new one. And then my 8th book, which is also just kind of like an honorary mention, anything Ellie Hazelwood. Mostly her like STEM romances, because they're like rom-coms. And I feel like rom-com like movies, we don't really have a ton of like STEM romance rom-com movies, if any, honestly. And I feel like that is such like a niche thing that Ellie Hazelwood does so well, that I feel like I would love for her books to start becoming movies. I know a lot of Emily Henry's books are becoming movies, and like I'm super excited for it. I just feel like Ellie Hazelwood has such like a niche thing. Like the STEM romances, I feel like she became popular for them, and like now I know she's like straying a little bit further away from them, which I don't even mind. I love her books now, but I feel like her STEM romances specifically, I would love to see Love Theoretically as a movie, but I would also just kind of love all of them, you know? And they're all kind of like intertwined with each other. Like a lot of the characters show up in like the other ones, 'cause they're all around like the same area. So I feel like that would just be really cool and fun. And like, I know it's not just one book, but I think if I had to pick like my most wished for one, it would be Love Theoretically, but I would just love any of her STEM romances, and honestly anything that she writes. I feel like I would just love for her to get that like recognition that she deserves, and like honestly I think I would just love for her to get that recognition that she deserves, and like have a screen adaptation for her books. So with all that being said, that concludes the book to screen adaptation wish list that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed, and comment any of the book to screen adaptations that you want to see personally, because I know there's a lot of really good ones out there that people really love. I didn't include any of like the really popular ones like Fourth Wing, Throne of Glass. Like obviously people want to see that, but I wanted to kind of like pick out some more like niche that I feel like a lot of people aren't thinking about, and like a lot of people aren't thinking like, hey, I want that to become a movie. And also, not that I have like a really niche book taste, I just kind of am the type of person that like goes to the store and like just picks up whatever sounds good. So I feel like sometimes I really love books that aren't as popular, and I wanted to talk about them in a different way so that I could like share them with you and share like some of my favorites. But let me know your most wished for book to screen adaptations. Let me know if you also want to see any of these books as book to screen adaptations, so I know that I'm not alone. And also subscribe so that you can hear me talk about these things more and watch me read some books. I do a lot of different stuff on my channel. Talk about books is kind of like the whole thing. So subscribe if you want to see me talk about more books. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next one. Bye! Mwah!